Hey y'all, this is Kim with Creative Escapades. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so excited that you joined me today, and I'm excited to show you what I'm going to be making. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. So I'm going to do another hydro dip on this 30-ounce modern curve, and I've already spray painted it with some different colors of blue and a little bit of black and gray. And I didn't realize that you really couldn't see the colors of the paint as I was showing them to you, so I'm going to just tell you the ones that I did. I used Krylon Gloss Regal Blue, Krylon Black Matte, Rust-oleum Brilliant Blue Gloss, and Rust-oleum Satin Ink Blue. And in the bucket, I'm using those same identical colors, and I'm just spraying them in there. And when I'm using the gloss tends to dry real fast, faster than the matte spray paint, so you have to kind of go pretty quick with it, otherwise it gets clumpy. And I had put the lid inside that plastic bag so that I could keep from getting any paint down on the inside of the cup. And this turned out gorgeous. So what I'm going to do next is take it in, use my air gun, and just blow all the water off, and then let it set for 24 hours and put a layer of Resin resin, which is a 1-to-1 ratio, and I use 15 milliliters. And you can see here that it's all ready now for me to put my decal on. I'm doing this cup for my son. He requested one for back the blue, or the thin blue line. So I did the water slide, and it just wasn't bright enough to show up on the cup. So I cut the skull out again out of just white vinyl to put a color beneath the clear water slide, and it will help to brighten the colors that is on the water slide itself. And I had to trim it just a little bit here on the side. When you're dealing with a vinyl or water slide, either one, and it goes around the curve of the cup, this is actually 3.5 inches wide, and I was pushing the limit as to what I could get to lay down on that curve. So I just trimmed it just a little bit, and then I'm using this burnishing tool, and I'm pushing out any air that is underneath that white vinyl. And I also did the same thing for the lettering at the bottom of the cup. I had cut it out of water slide, and it just was not dark enough. So I'm underlaying it with the white vinyl again, and it's going to allow a little bit of the white vinyl to show around the edges of the skull and of the lettering, and I'm okay with that because it actually helps to offset it and just give it a little more color. So I'm just straightening up the vinyl and making sure that there's no bubbles beneath there, because we don't want it to show. And now I am ready to add the water slide over the top. So I will just get the bowl of water, and this is just room temperature water. And when I printed the skull out, I coated it with 3 layers of clear matte spray sealer. You can use Krylon, although some people have said that they have a problem with Krylon. Rust-oleum is another good one. Just as long as it's clear and it's matte. You can try Satin. I don't use the gloss because I don't want it to repel the resin that I'm going to put on top. So just getting that all straight and making sure that everything is on there with no bubbles beneath the water slide. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the lettering. You just stick it into the water. It's going to curl up like this, that's natural, and it will unroll, and as the water saturates the backer paper, then the water slide will start to loosen from the backer paper and it will slide right off. So now I'm going to do the same thing and just make sure that I have no bubbles and that everything is lined up. Like I said, you will see a little bit of the white around the lettering, and again, I like it that way. I do a lot of offsetting with different colors, so this is perfectly fine. Just gives a little bit more depth to the design. I'm just making sure I have no water bubbles or air bubbles beneath that. And I did the same thing with this. I applied 3 layers of clear matte sealer. And now I'm just using a coffee filter and making sure that I got all the water off. And we're ready to put the name on the back. So I cut these letters out of white water slide. So they will show up against the color of the cup. And I want to do them at an angle. And one thing I have found out about the white water slide, I don't know, it may just be this brand that I used. I bought it off of Amazon, and it's a little bit harder for the water slide to come away from the backer paper. So I have noticed that the Spin It brand actually works a little bit better for me, but it's quite a bit more expensive than this was, and maybe this is why. You get what you paid for. But I got this to work, and what I'm doing is I'm starting it at an angle, and then the letter that precedes it will be offset by, I'm going down 1 stripe, so that the second red stripe is lined up with the first red stripe of the next letter. Just like that, making sure that there's no water under there. Again, you just put it in the water, and this actually took more than 60 seconds. The clear water slide actually comes off in about 60 seconds or less, so this is probably closer to 2 minutes of soaking the letters that I actually got them off of the backer paper. So I haven't had that trouble with the Spin It brand paper, but I was out of that. So I think these letters look really good against the blue that's on the cup. I like the offset like that. And my camera quit here in just a minute and I didn't realize it, but I actually have 2 more little design elements that I want to add to it. So here is the cup when it's finished, and I did add another layer of Regal resin, and these 2 eagles was the decals that I wanted to add that the camera shut off before I got to show you them. But I think it turned out really, really good. I love the design on the bottom of this. I thought about putting an eagle down here, but I didn't want to cover up that design, that pattern that the Hydro Dip made. But I think it turned out really good, and I think my son will like it. So I want to thank you for joining me and watching this, and if you have enjoyed it, please click like and share. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can do that now, and if you ring that bell, you'll get notified when I upload future videos. And if you have any comments or questions, you can leave them below in the comment section. I love to hear your feedback and see what you think about the design, or ideas maybe for another design. But this one I really like, and you can see how the white vinyl beneath those water slides, you can just barely see it, and it kind of gives a depth to the overall look, and really makes those decals stand out. And the red, white, and blue, I love how that offset went with those stripes, and I really love the swirl look from the Hydro Dip. So another one of my favorites. So I want to thank you for joining me, taking your time out of your day to watch my channel, and the description for everything that I use, all the products will be listed below this video in the description box. And I hope that I will see you in my next Creative Escapade. Bye bye for now.